The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Candace. It's Friday.
It is. And I'm so happy.
You got a crooked picture right behind your head. Look at that.
Oh, that's going to bug me to death now that you've said that.
Well, it just kind of stuck out like a sore thumb.
Okay, I'll fix it on break.
I have to say a thank you. Yesterday, I got out and about and made it to Philadelphia. Made it by the Neshoba County Sheriff's Department. Spent some time with Eric Clark. Had a good time.
Okay.
And I went through all the paperwork. We were going back. Well, I'll be honest with you, we were trying to find the 91 tobacco of the chair fight out there and see if we could find it. We ran all your aliases. Tough Mama, Candace, Tootie, and Fruity.
Oh, okay.
We did find some pictures, but couldn't connect you to anything that was still an outstanding warrant in Neshoba County.
Well, that's pretty good news. I'm glad.
Look, if you make it through your teenage years and never visited the Neshoba County Sheriff's Office, you've done all right.
I will say I've not entered any sheriff's office as far as like as a prisoner.
Brought some pies to your friends.
Right, maybe.
Glad y'all got caught, not me.
Yeah.
Look, and this is becoming, and I guess it will end tonight. Maybe last night was the last of it, at least for the West Lauderdale area. Toilet paper chunking. My neighbor down the road has gotten it like 3 nights in a row, and it got a little out of hand down there.
I thought I saw a little...
Well, the cow manure was dumped all in the driveway.
Yeah. I thought when I drove by, I was like, surely not. Surely that is not what I think it is.
Yeah, they did do
in
that.
the driveway. Yeah, a pile.
And I want to say they've done some other things that probably were not nice.
Yeah, that's out of line.
Yeah, toilet paper for the most part, everybody go, okay. It's
right. That's crossing the line of like kind of vandalism.
Yeah, shame on y'all. But the sheriff's department was out, and I want to say I even heard of a sheriff getting his house, not a deputy getting his house rolled. Boy. But most of that is done in fun. But as we said, that was a little crossing the line there when you do something like that. So.
Yeah, last night we were coming back from baseball practice, and we saw blue lights on the side of the road, and it was on like West Lauderdale Road. I didn't know what was going on. It worried me though, because I thought, oh
Why
Lord,
didn't you stop and roll down the window and go, hey,
hey, what's going on? I need to know.
Scotty Ray wanted to know. He won't have to call anybody if I just ask you.
I'm sure it was probably just like a routine traffic stop or something. I don't know. I was just worried that somebody had gotten hurt, because like I was saying the other day, it's dangerous, when the kids are running around on the
I bet you the sheriff's departments don't run out of toilet paper from now until Christmas.
Probably
I bet you they collect enough between now and Halloween.
Oof. Look, but when you get those, I would think, I've seen like full rolls of toilet paper that's been sitting overnight. They've been hit by the dew. They're all, surely nobody tries to use that.
Why wouldn't they?
I guess if you're desperate, you might.
I don't know. If you're going to save $1, you got to save $1. Sometimes you got to take that dollar any way you can get it.
I guess so.
We say good morning to Scuba, Mississippi. Miss Kathy Drees watching us. Appreciate you there.
Good.
Let's see. Karina Jones watching us from Louisville.
We got Bill Reinhardt from DeKalb watching this morning. Good morning.
A few of y'all up and at 'em there. Lost Gap joining us is Teresa Short. Thank you.
Yes.
See, who is this? Linda Jane, happy birthday to Brandon Wayne. Hope it's a big birthday. You had some more birthdays, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it's Braden. I think it's Braden. We don't want to get his birthday wrong. So,
It is.
yeah.
Well, yesterday, and I had to force myself because I'm not going to lie, y'all. The name, just the letter Doc, scares me. Doctor. And I had to call Dr. Mason back and say, okay, you were right. I got to come see you. I can't see again.
Goodness.
The long way off, I'm blurry again. And he told me that it would happen, so I got to go back the 12th and most likely let them poke something in my eyeball.
Goodness.
It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Gosh. We got a couple more birthdays.
Do
2
we?
or 3 more birthdays. That's right. Today is Mark Keaton's birthday. His wife, Patricia, wants to say happy birthday, and she is celebrating a birthday tomorrow. So we won't get to talk to her tomorrow, but we wish her a early happy birthday. And then Wesley Thomas Fowler has a birthday today. Good. Have a good birthday today. And then on Sunday, Austin Steve Lee Lunsford is having a birthday, so happy early birthday to you.
From Causeyville, Karen Palmer joins us. Tinsy Spence joins us from the big city of Union also. A lot of folks there. As we look at the boil water notice north of 20th Street, it's been lifted. Okay. Hopefully the rest of that will be coming off today to where restaurants and homes get back to normal throughout the city of Meridian. We hope that is a passing thing that doesn't happen often.
So North Hills, is it still involved in that?
North of 20th Street. That would be north. Yes,
Okay.
That would be north of there. As we look at that, we do have a peanut sale going on today that we wanted to mention here, and let me bring this up. This is where did that go? Yeah, I lost that. Let me go back here and get it for the
You
folks.
like peanuts, yeah.
Yeah, I love peanuts. Yeah, it's going to take me a second to get that.
That's
I'll
fine.
get it back here in just a minute. There,
I want to say it was at All Star Sports.
it is.
Today.
And that's going to help the family that was in the accident that happened there in southern Lauderdale County. Somehow or another, I hit a button there and it just went away that quick. So
We'll get it, though.
Yeah.
We'll get it back up there. Happy birthday to Billy Banks. He's having a birthday today. Hope it's a great one.
Yeah. And here this is of today, beginning at 10, isn't it?
Yes, 10 to 3 today, All-Star Team Sports, and they're going to have fresh hot peanuts, $6 a quart and $10 for 2 quarts. They got Cajun and regular.
Yeah.
So if you like those hot and spicy or just regular old boiled peanuts.
That'll go to help out the family there. So we do want them to do that. We got a lot of events coming up this weekend that we'll tell you about. We had fender benders for the most part. Yesterday was a calm day throughout the county and the city of Lauderdale. Even as I told you, I was up in Philadelphia yesterday. It was real calm up there.
We welcome calm days.
Yeah.
We do. We don't have as much to talk about as far as like that goes, but we always welcome calm days.
Oh, absolutely. I brought this up, and first off, let's talk about this. Sometimes people get accused, and this is hard. We saw this in Meridian not long ago. Somebody was accused of something and they didn't do. Police were called to the Walmart in Pearl because a woman thought that someone tried to touch her child inappropriately. Well, it ended up not being that, in an embarrassing situation. But the Popo showed up as we go here to Dark Horse Press, and that was the scene there, and everybody was going, what's going on here? But the man was falsely accused. It was anything like that.
Yeah.
Always be sure before you get into accusing someone of something they hadn't done that you fully understand what has happened there.
Right.
Scary situation.
I guess everybody's on high alert when it comes to their kids, but that's bad when you...
Some folks are a little bit jumpier than others. Do you remember watching the movie Naked Gun 33 and a Half? Anybody remember that? Leslie Nelson, the guy who was always funny. And it was the one where they were going to do something to the Oscars to where they opened the envelope.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember the mama of the guy that broke out of jail that was tough?
I remember the same lady was in Throw Mama from the Train, I think, with Danny DeVito. Yeah.
Well, we had a bank robbery in North Mississippi yesterday, and I couldn't help but notice this from my friends at Dark Horse Press in Jackson of one of the comments. They've got the mug shot of the lady who is accused of doing the robbery. And as we look at this was in Oxford. She's 60 years old. Her name is Karen Sue Bell. And again, she only got away with $2,000. And let me just show you the comparison of the two pictures of what we got here. Does she not look just like?
I don't know. She might.
She does.
I don't know.
Yeah, she does. She's real simpler there. So I thought it made me cackle early this morning when I looked at that.
Shame on her, though. She shouldn't be doing that.
Well, and I talked about that earlier this morning. What at $2,000, you're not getting away with a lot. What drives you to think a bank is the place to go get that?
Right.
Are you hungry? Are you?
Some people in desperation might do things like that, but still,
Does she have a life of crime that we don't know about? Does she have a rap sheet a mile long is what I'm getting at. We don't know those circumstances, but boy, oh boy. We did see, and I brought this up earlier this morning, that a fire broke out in Jackson, Mississippi yesterday. The preacher was in the church along with his wife. They were able to get out before the church burned to the ground. Thankful for that they made it out there.
Yes.
Let's see here. Other news that is happening around, and I brought this up earlier, and I showed this at the 6:30 show. D'Iberville, Mississippi, down toward the coast. They're right close to Louisiana, in our state, at the bottom of the state. There, we had a gentleman that was passing through from California, going back home to his mom in California. Stopped at a casino and was murdered in his car later that night. He went to get something out of it. And
Goodness.
he was found in his car with a gunshot wound. The police have released pictures of the suspects. They found where after they killed this guy, they stop at a store right down the road and get a drink. Here they are there. That's the Albertville Police Department. Those are the two suspects. You never know when somebody recognizes a face. They're not the greatest
Right.
pictures, but maybe this case will be solved. We certainly hope so.
To me, that is so sick that somebody could do that to somebody and then just,
Casual.
going about their day, going about their business. Somebody just stop and get me something to drink. I'm a little thirsty.
Now, here's some big news that is happening here. Alabama. We got somebody that's a killer there that the Alabama Department of Corrections had laid out to be put to death. It was going to happen by midnight last night. Now, he got a break earlier in the week where the people lost some paperwork. They had to go back and do that, so it got postponed. Then it comes time to actually do the execution last night, and they could not find the vein to do this. So it had to happen by midnight. They could not find the vein, so I guess I don't quite understand how the law works on this. I guess a new execution date has to be set before he can be put to death for what he done back in '99 for those murders. I don't, would it matter in the big scheme if it was 1 minute past midnight? But apparently,
I'm sure that's red tape.
Yeah, it didn't happen. Now, he had begged, and get this now, you got to remember, he's accused and was found guilty in a court of law for murdering someone. He was scared of needles and asked not to be put to death by lethal injection because he was scared of needles. Of course, the Supreme Court denied that, but he killed someone and he's scared of a needle.
Did we know what he did?
I'd have to go back and read the whole story. I don't have it off the top of my head, but it happened. I do know it happened in '99 of what went on with it. Just bad.
That's odd, though, that you can't find a vein.
He killed 3 people in '99 in a workplace rampage.
Okay.
That's what happened there, is what he done. But that's what's happening in Alabama. So expect this to come back up in the news, and you go, wait a minute, I thought that happened. It hasn't yet. It's all over the road with that case as we look at that. Let's see, already 12 minutes after 8 o'clock. Can y'all believe that? It's flying.
I know. We have another birthday. Dorcas Cooley wants to wish her grandson, Lyndon Cooley, on Sunday is his birthday. So happy early birthday to Lyndon.
Yeah, still getting a birthday cake Sunday, though.
Yeah.
More on the way with Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Folks, if your yard is needing grass and you need it quick, talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding. They offer residential and commercial. The great thing about this, it doesn't wash, the water treads, and it holds the soil in place. It's the easiest way to grow grass. That's hydro seeding. You'll get a great-looking lawn without all the dry spots. How many times have you put out seed and it gets washed away, blown away, or even the birds eat it? Talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding, 601-728-1954. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. Welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. It's 8:14 as we begin your Friday. We're officially into fall, believe it or not.
It feels good outside this morning. It really was a little cooler. I think the temp is going to be in the 80s today, maybe.
68 is where we are right now as we wait for 85. It is somewhat cooler than it was, and that we welcome it very much there. As we mentioned, there's a lot going on this weekend with different events that are happening. Some of the specials that will be going on, benefits throughout the area. This is going to be in Collinsville.
Yes, it's going to be a benefit for Ashley Chambly, if I'm saying that right.
I believe so.
Saturday, September 24th, and it's going to be behind Chisholm Tire. It's going to be a car show, though, and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Help with some medical expenses there. And Squealers, of course, as we had them yesterday, having their big benefit drive there to raise money to build wells for the children in Cambodia. That'll kick off tomorrow afternoon at 5 and run until 9. And then we also have the big event, if you like the ghost stories and things, Rose Hill Cemetery. 7 o'clock is the place to be tomorrow night off of 8th Street.
That's right. They're going to be dressed in costumes and telling the stories.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to go, and I've never gotten to go yet.
Clark Fest going on in Clark County there. That'll kick off tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock and run through 4 o'clock. $1 gets you into all the activities there at Archusa. Hope you can join them for that. And then if you want to be a cop, if it's your thing, you've always wanted to know about being a Mississippi Highway Patrol, drop in and visit with them out at the station beginning at 9 tomorrow.
I think you should do that, Scotty.
Yeah, that's not the life for me. Want to remind you of this. This is a pretty big thing, too. The ribbon cutting is coming up the 27th for this as we get ready for all this coming up out there. They've been working hard on it, the East Mississippi Veterans Memorial Park. Emily's going to be out singing the national anthem when that happens. 1 o'clock, September the 27th.
All right.
A few other things we'd love to hear from your event as well. As we said, Friday rolls in today. It's a beautiful day outside, no matter what you're doing there. Keep this in mind as we get ready for winter. As we keep hearing all this about, well, the mortgage rates are going up. That could increase, in some cases, up to $200 per house note. We're also hearing now, be prepared. I don't want anybody to be caught off guard on this, that your heating bill is most likely going to go up.
I don't even want to think, because ours is always higher in the winter.
But they're saying it could be up as much as $177, depending upon where you live, the cost of inflation in each city.
Yeah.
But and that's even down to propane probably being a little bit higher per gallon.
Look, if you could afford it, I'd go ahead and fill mine up, like my tank, before it got, because that could hike on up too. So
I do it 2-3 times during the winter because I love sitting by there, putting my hands over it.
Well, now that we have our stove is gas now, so
we use it all the time. Of course, our hot water runs off of that because you never run out. It's tankless, the most greatest thing that's ever been invented. And if you don't have one of them, talk to somebody, because you know how it is getting in the shower and all of a sudden it's cold. That's horrible.
Yeah, I hate that because I'm always the last one to get my shower. I let everybody else get theirs, and then a lot of times I'll be in there and it just runs cold. It makes me so mad. I hate that. I get my hair all soaped up and then cold.
Yeah, and you got to bear it.
I know. Just grit your teeth.
I just, I'm not that tough no more.
Yeah.
There may have been a time in my life, but I ain't tough no more. Let's see here a few other things that are stirring this morning. Home sale spikes. It's up and down on that. So we're starting to see some home prices nationwide start to come down to where that demand is not where it was before, to where people could just put any wild price on it. I even saw Bob Saget's house. Well, they didn't even let the man get in the ground before they put a for sale sign in the yard. Yeah. But it has not sold either. They've slashed the price. I think $600,000. Oh. Now it's $7 million is what they're wanting for it, but and of course they've done that with what's the young lady that was 99 years old that passed away?
Betty White.
Betty White. Yeah. They've done that with her house. She ain't even got moved out hardly.
Yeah, and maybe that was their wishes. If something ever happened, that you do that. You never know, but.
It makes you
then again,
wonder.
maybe just want to line their pocketbooks in a hurry.
You just never know.
Yeah.
It always the good family scraps.
Somebody mentioned tomorrow is going to be Excalibur marching band competition. And it's going to be held at West Lauderdale.
Okay.
So, yeah, and they say support your high school bands, and that is a good thing to support them.
It is. Mary Shannon says she loves her tankless water heater, and she just may go take another shower right now just because she can. Bonnie says she loves her. Seriously,
I wish we had one of those. Yeah,
you can add it on if you don't have it, but if you're thinking of building a house, it costs a little bit more when you do it.
So you said that's what y'all?
Yeah, I got it in both in the new studio we're going to and also in our home. And seriously, 20 people can line up and take a shower and you ain't never running out if you got propane.
Yeah.
What was that song that, what's his name, the song about cocaine? If you want to get high, cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
You ever heard the remake to that called Propane?
No, I have not.
It was funny.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody like Pinkerton and Bowden redone that.
I bet it is.
Woo, out in Sicalina, Miss Amy Barrett has finally gotten out of bed. We say congratulations. Hope you've done your hair there. We all want pictures later to make sure to verify that happened.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, we got somebody else that is talking. We don't know if this will happen, that he may consider running for president again.
Oh, goodness.
And we're talking Kanye. Okay, everybody raise the hand that voted for Kanye. I'm looking. I don't see anybody. No, nobody here voted for Kanye. But I think the man really felt that he had a shot in his thing. And he says, he goes on to tell the story that he said God let him fall on his own sword, that he was supposed to lose that. And that's why that happened. Now,
I mean, maybe so, but
he believes it.
I would think that he and Joe Biden are kind of in the same boat as cognitive. So, I don't know. I think he might have a little brick missing. I don't know.
Somebody, and sometimes people, and I'm not making fun of anybody. I want to be clear about this before I say what I'm going to say. Sometimes people conveniently say, well, God told me to do that. Now, God spoke to me and told me that.
Oh, yeah.
You've been eating them gummy worms that they sell in stores now, and you imagined it.
That's not what I meant on the brick.
I know that, but I was talking about this other, because I had an example of that this week. And, I got connections, and I heard he was talking to the Pope. And the Pope, he was busy with him trying to work out some issues. He wasn't talking to you at that time. Yeah. But there are a lot of people that will use that to go, well, God told me that, and you shouldn't question it. God don't always work that way, is what I wanted to say. Some people kind of push that as far as they can.
And, people will question people who say that God is talking. I mean, and I know I have felt moved to do things. I've felt like God has wanted me to do things.
That's because Kurt pushed you. That wasn't God. That was Kurt going, get on your side of the bed, woman.
Seriously, though, some people go, God, when, it's not like I go, in my mind, I hear, hello, this is God, It's not that. It's just sometimes
it wasn't like the movie?
No. Sometimes you feel moved to do something for somebody. Or
Correct.
You feel like you need to do something in your heart. It's really laid heavily on your heart that you need to do something. And I feel like that is God. I've always felt like that. So.
But it's just sometimes.
And you should really do what you feel that you need to do, because there's a reason for it.
Yeah, just don't get it confused when you're talking to yourself, is all I'm saying. Don't be blaming him for something that you thought of yourself.
No, this lady that went and robbed a bank, I mean, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that was not God.
Yeah, I'm going to say that too.
That go do this. No.
And, and all these folks and y'all have seen this in the past and it never comes true. I remember Al Gore talking about that the world was going to end at such and such year. And I don't remember which one of the televangelists said that the world is going to end on such and such. I was in high school, that it's going to end on such and such day. Well, I happen to know for a fact he's not going to tell you that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't put a whole lot into when people do stuff like that, because I feel like you don't know when that is. That's not, you know what I'm saying?
I do. Look, we've got a text, and this is coming in from the community out there. And Miss Barrett is still in bed, and she's got bad hair. That's what the text just said. It says right there, she is still in bed. Please make her get up. I got connections all over the place, y'all.
Oh, my goodness.
Find out about you.
Oh, goodness.
Here's something that I think we all should pay a little bit closer attention to, because we don't know where this will end up. Russia is threatening the world with a possible World War III nuclear attack. Have you seen this to where now, number one, he has gone in and let people out of prison that are rapist killers and sending them to the front lines to fight Ukraine. Mm-hmm. They are also, basically, this is a draft where they're saying they're going to call it, 1 million?
300,000. Well, yesterday it was 300,000.
I think you're right. Yeah. I was off on that. Wives were crying, screaming. They don't want their husbands to go off to fight something like this. And we're not real sure if it's absolutely true or not. But even some of the wives were talking about they were going to break some legs or something so that their spouse wouldn't go off and get killed. They're nervous over it.
Yeah, it's awful. They said that there was like 18-year-olds trying to flee the country, and it's just a horrible thing.
And we do hope this is
Horrible
all
thing.
just hype.
Because, I
and
mean,
it's
we've had the
talk.
draft here
Yes, we
before,
have.
you know. I mean, who's to say that would never, and like I mentioned yesterday, I mean, I would hope that wouldn't go back into effect. But it's just an awful thing. I just hope that it does not progress and come
yeah.
to something like that. That's awful.
There's children crying. Did you see that where they were getting on the bus, on those trains there, and they were, some of these being shipped to those front
Yeah.
lines to go fight Ukraine?
It's awful.
It's touching. Now,
I mean, Putin is not a sympathetic person. He's
No.
not he doesn't seem like a real stable person.
no, he's not.
So,
Now, seriously, and I brought this up, I don't know if it was last week or yesterday. Sometimes I kind of forget what day I said things. But I really do believe that the United States should set this up again, because we got some folks that just really don't know how to get out of bed on their own anymore. At 18, when you turn 18, 6 weeks, we're on down and spend 6 weeks at Camp Shelby. It'd be a great place to grow up, be an adult. There's a lot of us that well, they don't know anymore. And it would be a little self-discipline there. And I think it could change, help out in society again, so to speak. I believe in that. Not everybody may agree with me on that.
right.
How you feel about it?
What,
She ain't
Camp
saying that.
Shelby?
Yeah, when you turn 18, going off 6 weeks to boot camp, no matter who you are.
My daughter would probably kill me, but she went to a place at Camp Shelby called Youth Challenge Academy. We were kind of going through some little rocky road grounds there for a little while. So, but she was in agreement to go.
Yeah.
And it's a great place, I think, for kids to learn responsibility and stuff like that. We were having some issues at the time.
I'm talking about the actual military like they used to.
I know, but this was military based. It was like, you know, stuff like that. So, I mean, it got her on a better track. I will say that. But yeah, I think military, for people to join the military at a young age, I think it's a great thing.
I'm just worried about life skills in America is where I'm going with this. We got to. Something has happened over the last 2 or so generations to where it just, that responsibility, we see it every day. Not every child, let me be point blank on that. Not every child is that way, but as a mass in our larger cities, we see this. To where in our area that most people are used to chores, if you want to use the word chores, or their responsibilities around the household.
Well, I know when this is not the military that she, you know, but she actually did join the military and then she injured her knee again and had to get out, but at boot camp. But anyway, yeah, it's called Youth Challenge Academy, and it's down at Camp Shelby. And I think they have to be 16 to go. But anyway, I remember the first time they got to come home on two breaks within, like, I think it was 6 months. Anyway, she got to come home one time, the first time, and she says, "Oh, it's so nice to sleep on sheets that smell like fabric softener." And I mean, they had to like wash their own clothes, get up at 5 a.m., go to bed at 8, no electronics. I mean, it was like really disciplined, which she did great at. And they went to school, went to class. She did great. Her grades were wonderful. She actually got a little scholarship. I mean, it was they learned life coping skills, job coping skills. They go help out at the nursing home. I mean, it was just a great experience. So.
As Jeff said, can you imagine 18-year-olds being chipped off for 6 weeks without their phone? Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it's something to think on. Maybe America needs to get back on track and do a little bit more of that. Good morning. We are Scotty, Ray, and Candace. It's already 8:28. Can y'all believe that?
I know, flying by.
It is quite the busy morning as we have here. All right, let's see here. All right, we'll be right back with more coming up.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
And welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. I didn't see this. I read this in the comments. I have never heard this before. Greg Allman supposedly shot himself in the foot where he wouldn't have to go off to war. Mary said that. I'd never heard that before. So Greg just didn't want to go serve. Didn't know that. Pop question, what are we doing this weekend? Well, let's see. I got a couple things I got to do. We're working. I got to go back and work on the new studio. We're down to some caulk. And then equipment start being put in. So I'm going to be working on that. And I got a few commercials I got to make.
And I will be at a baseball tournament out of town.
So. Imagine that.
Yes. Yeah.
Woo.
We're busy with ball right now. So
let's take a look back in time of a few things that happened on this date. It was the year of 1875. That probably, you go, well, that's just a long time ago. But a legend would get his first time that he got handcuffs put on him. Who am I talking about? Billy the Kid got arrested for the first time in 1875. It kind of went downhill after that if everybody kept up with what happened to him there.
Yeah.
We had one of the greatest singers that ever breathed a breath set behind a piano be born on this date. It was a good while ago now. Who remembers the man, Ray Charles? Ray was born in 1930 on this date.
He was good.
And oddly, and especially if you go back and you listen to the rest of the story with Paul Harvey, of when he went blind. Have you ever heard that?
I remember you saying, wasn't it?
They were taking a bath in a wash tub and his brother drowned. And from that moment forward, Ray was blind. Why? I don't know.
That is so odd.
But Paul Harvey said it.
I always thought he was born that way. I did not know that it happened.
Let's see. Let's go to Jackson, Mississippi in 1938. Who was being born over at the hospital? Well, none other than, Tom Lester. There you go. Y'all remember him. Yep. He was born on this date. Never had the urge to turn the bill of my hat up like that. Just a lot of people. He did good with his show.
Yeah.
1952. This would be historic. No one would think it was different than any other day in Nashville as Hank would walk into a recording studio. He would record Kalijah, Your Cheating Heart, and Take These Chains from My Heart. The interesting thing about it was that was it. That would be the last recording Hank would ever make before his death. He would die just a few months later and, wouldn't get to happen again after that. But it did happen today is when he recorded that.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's see here. 1957, y'all remember that? That'll be the day.
Yes, I remember that.
Buddy Holly was number one on this day. Big, tall, skinny boy. Buddy Holly. A lot of folks loved him. Lubbock, Texas was where he hailed from. A lot of Texas folks like that old boy a lot there. Back in 62, and we laughed at some of this, but, really some of the things on that show have come true.
I watched a video last night of a guy had a jetpack or something on the back of him, and he was, flying around.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm sure some of the stuff that happened on The Nanny have come true, too.
Probably so. But I remember watching the Jetsons, for sure.
Yeah. Do you remember Baby, Baby, Don't Get Hooked on Me? Mac Davis, number one on this date back in 72. Of course, he got a big break there when Elvis recorded one of his songs, and he actually made money for the first time. Mac Davis, oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. If you don't connect the two, that's who that guy is. But 72, he was number one on the charts there. I always liked him. 1977, it was tragic. We didn't see it coming. It hurt us deeply. And we'd forevermore probably turn it out. The show went on, but it just wasn't the same for most men. They got rid of Farrah on this date, and it was just awful. Now, of course, the girl on the left is pretty, but, she just wasn't Farrah.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest about it. If we're going to talk to one another, let's don't lie.
What was the one on the...
Cheryl Ladd, wasn't it?
Okay, Ladd, yeah.
And that she was a beautiful girl, and she tried to. They tried to match
Cheryl
the
Teague,
part.
but yeah.
Cheryl Teague was the model,
Okay.
if I remember
I
right.
got them mixed up. But
I think I could be wrong. 94, and to this
It's like
day,
maybe.
if I run up on this, I'm going to stop.
And watch it. Yeah, I've watched it. I don't know how many times. It never gets old to me.
It really does not. You see a different thing, and they were going to tear down that prison, and then after that show, it becomes such a tourist attraction. It actually saved the prison there. It's in Louisiana somewhere, if I remember right. It could be in another state, but I thought Louisiana.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Now, we've said this 100 times, I know, but Morgan Freeman is the best actor.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yes.
He is one of those. Bill Reinhardt, how you doing there? Mac was also from Lubbock, Texas. You're right, Angie. I forgot about that. Lubbock, Texas. And, of course, he wrote the song. If anybody remembers, I thought Happiness was Lubbock, Texas in my rearview mirror. Now Happiness is it getting nearer and nearer. Great, great show. 2009, I have never watched this show, even though it has one of my heroes there, Al Bundy. If you cannot, boy, Al is just like the hero to most married men. He says what most married men are scared to say. But I did not watch this second show. I went through it and stopped for about 30 seconds and thought, yeah, this is not for me.
Yeah.
But this premiered on this day back in 2009, Modern Family. It was a huge hit.
I've watched it a bunch of times. I mean,
You like it?
It's a pretty funny show. It is pretty funny. Yeah.
It just wasn't my, so to speak, cup of tea. Yeah.
What is the Latino lady on there? What's her name?
I don't
she's
know.
funny. She's pretty funny. It's funny to watch her when she gets riled up.
Let's see. Butler, Alabama's got something coming up tomorrow there. As Stephanie tells about it, they got bike rides and a few things beginning at 9 o'clock at the Butler Fire Department. So if you're going to be looking for that, go by and see them in Butler. We love our friends over in Butler. Good folks over in that neck of the woods. As we look across here, let's see here. We're already coming up 8:36 there. As we said, climb down a little bit. We're going to have some special guests next week. Cassie Coleman, our district attorney, is coming in on Tuesday to talk with us. And that'll be an interesting conversation with her. There's a lot of us know who a district attorney is, but you never get to ask them questions of things that are in back. Well, why did somebody not get more jail time?
Right.
You can ask the questions that's been in your head. She'll be here with us here. Make sure to join us Tuesday.
Okay.
That's one of the things. We'll also have some more special guests coming up next week we're going to be talking about that will be fun there. Learn a few more things.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It looks as though 2024, and I say that they're going to do this because stocks have been kind of in trouble lately. This would probably bring a few folks back. Facebook is saying that they will allow Trump back when his suspension ends in 24 back to Facebook before the election. Most folks end up in jail within 3 weeks of being allowed back.
I was fixing to say they'll just knock him off again out of there. You know,
Do you?
I don't know that he would ever even want to go back.
Now
I mean,
that he's got
who
the
knows?
Truth Social.
Right, he has his own thing. So
If they would just make that to where you could use a computer with it, I might use it more. But it's strictly with your phone.
yeah,
You can't do anything else.
Truth,
Yeah.
yeah.
Truth Master or
Truth
something?
Social.
Social.
Truth Social. Yeah, but you know, I think I joined that, but
I
like
did too.
I don't really know how to.
Maneuver it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
mean, it's like I don't know. It's not what I thought it was, I guess, or what it would be. I'll figure it out one day, I guess, when I have time to sit there. I don't have time to really do much.
Donna just asked a question that we gave an answer to a little bit earlier this morning. Let me find this. She was wanting to know where she can find some boiled peanuts.
Yeah,
and
the
there,
number, I think.
is that what she's wanting?
Well, she wanted to know if we had the number about the boiled peanuts. I just know it's at the All-Star Sport.
She's trying to find some fresh boiled peanuts, and that's where they'll do it. All-Star. We've got it on our page. If you'll let me scroll down here. This is what it looks like on the page. If you'll just go there to our Facebook page, Scotty Ray Report, that's it. It'll give you all the information there about that. And that's today, 10 to 3.
Now, All-Star Team Sports, is that the one that's down there? Used to be Judge Little's, is that correct? I think.
I don't want to go out on a limb and say something
I'm not
wrong.
sure.
I'll have
yeah,
to.
I don't go running down there if that's not it.
I don't
But we'll try to figure that out and get a number for you.
Yeah. Somebody will have that here in just a moment there. JT says he gets Facebook restrictions monthly. A lot of you do that. Cross that little
Yeah, I know
line there.
somebody that stays in Facebook jail all the time. Not me, but somebody.
Oh, that does happen. Scotty Ray and Candace, as we begin this Friday morning, it feels great to be a Friday, and I'm so tickled that you're joining us here.
Yes.
Time to stop spending your entire weekend mowing grass. Step up to a Skag zero-turn lawnmower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches.
Skag, the number one choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. Yes, and if you were wondering where with 0% chance of rain that storm come from yesterday afternoon, all I can say is Mother Nature. Mm-hmm. It did. It started over in the edge of Alabama, there around Cuba, and the next thing you know, raining over Lauderdale County.
We were at baseball practice, and, we were all the wind kind of started kicking up, and just all of a sudden the bottom fell out. So, anyway. That was the end of practice.
Over and over. Trump claiming, we don't know if this is true or not, he is claiming that the FBI was searching for those 33,000 emails of Hillary's at his place. Now, I don't know how he would have gotten them, but he may. But they didn't find it. But he says that's what they were searching for.
I thought they might have been hunting for our laptop information or something.
Y'all wait. It's coming on both sides of the fence. We know this. Somebody right now has got something held back. And when the midterms begin, it's going to be breaking news of this slipping out. It's coming. Yeah. Both sides of the fence will do this. It's always a tactic, so don't be shocked. It's something that does come up.
Right. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what is going on with the weather. You had something you need to say?
Jerome Lee said, "Thank you for straightening that picture."
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, it got bumped. Now the new wall, when we get into the new studio, will not have this. It's just not. It won't be there.
Yeah.
So we won't be able to knock things down. And the reason that happens is these chairs are way too close to that wall.
Yeah.
And it hits.
When the Christmas tree was back here.
That's pretty bad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we ain't never doing that again. Christmas tree is out. We'll put it on the other side. But the new studio will have a whole different look to it. So we won't do that. And I'm hoping, depends upon when Dylan Ray decides to put all this stuff together, maybe 3 weeks or so. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't want to go out and lie again because I've been saying 3 weeks for a while now.
Well, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. But good morning to Howard Dubose this morning. He wants to say happy birthday to Jamie Brown in Knoxville, Tennessee. Donna and Donna Dubose want to say happy birthday.
That's great. Yeah. Let's talk about the weather this weekend. We do have a storm that has now turned into a tropical depression. Mm-hmm. This will increase to a hurricane before it's all said and done. Let's pull up. We're in Honda radar. This is what we've got this morning here. Right now, the winds are sitting right here at 35 miles an hour, gust of 46, moving west-northwest at 13 miles an hour. Now, right before this reaches Cuba, as you'll see, this is going to turn into a Category 2 hurricane as it comes across land at 104 miles an hour. Now, there's discussion after it gets here. It's Mother Nature. This can go further east. It could go a little bit west. Right now, Fort Myers is in line. But there is a chance that this could veer to the east here and then go up the west side of the coast. We don't know yet.
Right.
But in either case, it's expected to be 109 mile an hour winds when it does pick where it comes ashore in Florida. Mm-hmm. We're getting off lucky on that. There were in the beginning a little bit that had it somewhere in here, but it has shifted east and most likely will not affect Mississippi and the Alabama coast. Mm-hmm. But Florida, be ready somewhere on that coastline. When it gets 3 days out, you can pretty much say, all right, that's what's going to happen. We're a few days away from 100% being that's where it is. But if you're anywhere on the Florida coastline, be prepared for what's coming. Somewhere along there, it will strike.
And the eastern side is always the worst, right?
Yeah, if you're east of a hurricane, it's going to be worse on you than anywhere else.
Goodness.
So, weather, our very first one to hit the Gulf this year that amounts to anything.
Jeff Dean said that he thought they were hunting for Jimmy Buffett's lost shaker of salt at Trump's.
That was pretty good. You get that a boy on that one there. Did you see where in Brooklyn, again, you cannot get in the minds of a criminal of what they do, but they have found a suitcase with body parts in it. A missing 20-year-old girl come up missing. They did a welfare check, and they have found this. And
That is sick.
It is.
Horrible.
Who would do such a thing? We'll find out more as the police investigate this. Johnny Depp, for you ladies out there that think he's just the hottest thing since sliced bread, they're saying that maybe some of those rumors were true of him having maybe a romance with the lawyer, his new attorney, the girl.
Huh.
Yeah, they say that that's starting to increase. I swear I thought that woman was married.
The lawyer. I can't even remember what the lawyer looked like.
Most men do. Go ahead and tell you. They ain't forgot.
I don't remember what the lawyer looked like.
But I really thought she was married. Maybe there's something fishy. We don't know.
She might have been.
It could just be the
Some people don't
tabloid
care.
drawing us in the supermarket line that makes us want to read it. We'll find out with that. J.P. Morgan.
She is married, somebody said.
Yeah. Carol, thank you for clarifying that.
You know, some people don't look at that as a deterrence. I mean, I
Right.
don't know.
Like, she ain't here. It's okay.
Yeah, some people think that way, but
They do.
goodness.
J.P. Morgan, the squad, y'all know who I'm talking about, those 4 women up there,
Yeah.
who was basically demanding that the banks not finance anything to do with the oil and gas industry. The head of J.P. Morgan told her that she would send America straight to hell in a handbag quick if that were to happen. I don't know where people, their thinking are. It would destroy them. Everything that goes on runs off of fuel of some sort, even windmills, folks. You can't be doing away. The gas industry is here for now. Someday, some way, something will be invented that's an alternative to fuel. It will. It's just it's human nature. We evolve and we come up with better things. It's not here yet. And this would greatly affect the way Americans in the world operate. We can't do away with something like that. Not without the solution. I think that's the best way to put it that I can. Not that she really cares what I say. Did you see the video of Biden where he gets ready to leave the UN after he does his speech and he honestly does not know where to go? Have you watched that?
No, I haven't.
He goes to the stage.
I want to go back and look at
and
some of the stuff.
It's like it's like
This
Grandpa.
happens a lot, though. I mean,
Yeah.
just like when he was going up through the lawn, don't you remember? And the guy was waving him in this direction. He just keeps walking past the guy into the bushes. Like, what in the world?
He even, I think, at some point goes,
You bird watching? What you
Where'd I go?
doing?"
In case anybody wanted to know about all
Goodness.
that.
I mean, in a way, it's comical, but it's really, truthfully sad that they're allowing this kind of stuff to go on. But
They under oath, somebody had to tell the truth in Washington. I know that shocks a lot of people. That not many people would tell the truth in Washington. But it is revealed. There's 2 million people who have come across the border since the Biden administration took over, and they had to under oath admit that they've only removed a fraction of those from the United States. And again, when they say fraction, probably 9 people.
yeah,
Now, I exaggerated on that, but it is a small amount. That's what's in America, and this is what all the complaints are about of cities being overrun with people everywhere. They don't have jobs, they don't have homes, and they're camping out on cities across America. If our border is not secure, we do not know who is coming into our country. Just saying, write it down somewhere. I think that will come to light one day. I don't know where this would even come into play. You're on an airplane. You get into an argument, and it's best not to argue with anybody on an airplane these days, but the flight attendant, you have a disagreement. What would make you think it's okay when they turn their back to strike them? It happened.
People are just crazy.
He's facing probably 20 years in prison for doing that. Now, as we see judges across America, it's okay to go burn things, but don't go slapping somebody on an airplane. You get 20 years for that.
Yeah. Things are crazy. Just like yesterday, and I don't know exactly, I'd have to look it up because it was a different term for it, but when like an illegal alien comes into our country, if they were to kill someone, you can't just prosecute them right then and ship them out or whatever. I mean, you can't do that. They are covered. I was listening. I did not realize this, but they're covered by our Constitution when they come into our country, even if they're here illegally. Did you know that?
I don't know a lot about it.
So that would mean that they're like, they have a right to a trial and they have a right to all this stuff, is from what I understood that I heard yesterday. And they call that, there's a term for that. But yeah. And they were saying that the whole reason for them, the stay in Mexico type thing and come, you know, to be vetted before you come into our country, that was the whole idea of being, you know, not just allowing people to come on in. They have to stay until they are, completely vetted and they've checked their backgrounds and all this kind of stuff. And them being able to just flee right into the country, it's just causing all kind of problems. I mean, you have murderers and
we have
rapists.
no idea what's in our country.
We don't.
It's kind of like the Trojan horse is
Yeah.
what this is really boils down to. That's
I
what
mean, there could be
concerns me.
terrorists that have come on through, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know, and I don't know. It's just awful.
6:50 actually is 8:50. I got my 6s and my 8s mixed up because I was here at 6:50 also. But it's 8:50 this morning, Friday morning with Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
There's something special about autumn. Colorful snapdragons, eye-catching mums, and pumpkins. What better place to pick these up than at Al's Garden and Gift? Come see the bountiful selection of pumpkins in a vibrant array of colors and sizes. Choose a handmade wreath or decorations to welcome an entrance or an indoor space. Savory sides will make tailgating fun with Captain Rodney's, Goodson pecans, Grumpy Man, Redneck gourmet jellies, grilling sauces, and more. Al's Garden and Gift, a charming place to harvest memories and gifts this fall.
On this field, as on the gridiron, each inch is fought for and marked by sweat. Each inch taken through disciplined training. With a Kubota L2501 tackling each inch in the trenches, whether those inches are measured here or here, all adding up to yards. For each yard, Kubota measures victory, and the touchdown is Parrish Tractor. Here, we're much more than a tractor store.
Welcome back as we go to Godwin Cleaning Services, where, well, they'll help you out in anything that needs cleaning today. A lot of folks ask that number. It's 205-236-5121. That's one way to reach them, or 601-253-8262. You can get in touch with them. They'll help you out. Get it clean today from your house to your driveway. Just simply sidewalks. Even your brick over a period of time around your home gets that old mildew on it. They can be out in a couple hours, have everything straightened out. It'll be nice and clean and beautiful again, like the roofs, shingles, slate roofs. All that's done. Doesn't take hardly any time at all. Talk to them today. Find out how quick it is. You could even get set up on a plan there where they come back every few months to take care of things for you. See them, Godwin Cleaning Services. Again, 253-8262. That's the number. Fleet washing and a whole lot more. Visit with them today. They'll help you out and get you going there. It is Friday. We hope we brought a smile to your face in some shape, form, or way today. A little bit more time before we exit the building, so to speak. You remember the lady in New York, what they called Karen, the park?
Oh, yeah.
She sued her employer for firing her. It was thrown out. She's not going to win that. I don't know if you saw this or not, but this would be scary. And let me, Daily Mail posted this. This was an airplane taking off. This would absolutely terrify a lot of folks from ever getting on an airplane. This is at takeoff. They had to do an emergency landing. Look at that.
Is that one of the engines or something that's on fire?
Assuming it's an engine. Something from underneath the plane is sparking.
Oh, that's awful. Scary.
They made an emergency landing. Everything's okay. But
can you imagine looking out the window and seeing flames come by?
Miss.
Yeah, hello. Could you stop the plane, please? Yeah.
It makes me wonder
Let me off.
what's going on in the cockpit. Do they see all of that? Woo.
That's scary, though.
But thankfully, nothing happened with that. And they all turned out okay. That's what's wonderful about that. Let's see here. Going across here, Houston police. Do you remember the dad that got out of the car left his son in the car. He was murdered for his car, and they stole the car with his son in it and then left it on the side of the road. They've made an arrest in that and found the man that murdered the father and left the child on the side of the road. He'll be charged with some extra stuff because that child was in that car.
The child passed away too?
No, the child lived, but he's going to be charged with threatening. Well, it could have harmed the life, maybe of attempted murder. They're even saying because the child was left in that hot car on the side of a road and could have passed away over that.
5 hours.
Don't always get those stolen cars as back as you would like. But that ended pretty good there. And I brought that up. We are at 27, the last number I saw of deaths of children that have passed away in cars across the United States, 27. And I mentioned this morning, the Alabama one, to where the grandfather was going to drop the child off at the babysitter's and forgot. Went to work, and the baby perished.
That is awful.
So just you get somebody, I said that earlier, if you got somebody that's taking care of your child that doesn't normally do it, call them and say, hey, did you remember?
Yeah, because, I mean, that's out of their routine, and it would be a horrible thing for somebody that has had to go through that. I mean, the person who left the child and the person, that the child belongs to is awful.
I don't know what people get out of doing things like this, but the latest craze of TikTok, I think, is where it comes from, is people cooking chicken with NyQuil in it.
Yeah, it's one of those challenges that they put out there. That is crazy. Why
don't do it.
But, teenagers, they just eat this kind of stuff up as far as like all these little challenges, and some adults, they do the same thing.
Oh yeah,
like the cinnamon challenge, and I heard there was like a hot chip challenge. You eat these hot chips. These hot chips, these like really
I hadn't heard this.
Super hot potato chips and stuff. They have sent some kids to the emergency room because they're. Is
it manufactured or you just make it at home?
No, it's already hot when you buy them. Yeah, some of these will take your breath away. They're so hot.
Kind of like a date on a Friday night. Got to be careful. Democrats did block Republicans of gaining access to Hunter Biden's computer. Don't know much more details of that, but a bill was blocked on that, so they're not going to have access to it just yet. That all could change. Y'all don't give up. The sad part is they had access to it in the beginning. Nothing was done. Everybody remember that? Yeah. Nothing was done. There's a lot of events going on this weekend. We want you to go out and support the community that you live in. There may be something happening in Newton this weekend. If we don't know about it, pass it along to us so we can talk about it. Whether it's in Butler, Alabama, Scuba, if you got something in Philadelphia, let us know, as well as Meridian. We'd love to know.
Lots of people trying to help people out with a lot of benefits that they're doing. So y'all join them and help people.
On a small, quick note, California is trying to ban 18-wheelers being sold in the state by 2040. Just so you'll know that in the back of your mind. It's going to wrap things up for us as we turn it back over to you. Fox 30's got a lot of great shows coming up. Stay tuned for that. And we're coming back on Monday.
We are. I hope you have a wonderful, safe weekend. Enjoy the sunshine, and we'll see you back Monday.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: